Daily practice is one of the most effective ways to improve English skills. Learning a language requires patience, effort, and consistency. Many students want to speak English fluently, but they often forget that improvement comes through regular practice. Just like athletes train every day to become stronger, language learners must practice daily to improve their communication skills. English is an international language used in education, business, travel, science, and technology. Therefore, learning English can open many opportunities for students and professionals around the world. Daily practice helps learners improve all four important language skills: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. When students use English every day, they become more familiar with vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and sentence structure. Even practicing for a short time each day can lead to significant improvement over time. Small habits, such as reading an English article, listening to English music, or speaking with friends, help learners become more confident and comfortable using the language. Another reason daily practice is important is that repetition improves memory. Students who review vocabulary and grammar regularly can remember information more easily. Without practice, learners may forget what they studied. However, daily exposure to English keeps the language active in the mind. This process helps students develop fluency naturally and gradually. In today's world, technology also supports daily English practice. Learners can use mobile applications, online courses, videos, podcasts, and social media to improve their skills anytime and anywhere. Technology makes language learning more accessible and enjoyable. Students can communicate with native speakers, join online discussions, and watch educational content in English every day. Although learning English may seem difficult at first, daily practice makes the process easier. Mistakes are a natural part of learning, and regular practice helps students learn from those mistakes. Confidence grows when learners continue practicing without fear. Over time, they begin to express their ideas clearly and understand others more effectively. Daily practice is not only about studying grammar rules or memorizing vocabulary. It is also about creating habits that allow learners to use English naturally in daily life. People who stay consistent with their practice often achieve better results than those who study only occasionally. By practicing every day, learners develop discipline, motivation, and strong communication skills.
Vocabulary is one of the most important parts of language learning. Without enough vocabulary, it becomes difficult to understand conversations, read books, write essays, or express ideas clearly. Daily practice helps learners increase their vocabulary step by step. Every new word learned adds to a student's ability to communicate effectively in English. Reading is one of the best ways to build vocabulary. Students who read English books, newspapers, magazines, or online articles every day are exposed to new words and expressions. They learn how words are used in different situations and contexts. Reading also helps learners understand spelling, pronunciation, and sentence structure. Over time, repeated exposure to words improves memory and understanding. Listening activities also help learners expand their vocabulary. Watching English movies, listening to podcasts, or hearing songs introduces students to everyday expressions and natural speech. Learners can hear how native speakers use vocabulary in conversations. This helps students understand meaning, pronunciation, and usage more clearly. Using new vocabulary in daily communication is another effective method. Students who practice speaking and writing regularly remember words more easily. Writing sentences, keeping journals, or having conversations with friends allows learners to apply new vocabulary in real situations. Repetition through use strengthens memory and confidence. Flashcards and vocabulary notebooks are useful tools for daily practice. Students can write down new words, definitions, and example sentences. Reviewing these notes every day improves retention and understanding. Many learners also use mobile applications that provide vocabulary exercises and quizzes. Technology makes vocabulary learning more interactive and enjoyable. Daily practice also helps students learn phrases and idioms, not only individual words. Understanding common expressions improves fluency and makes communication more natural. For example, phrases like break the ice or piece of cake are commonly used in English conversations. Learners who practice daily become familiar with these expressions and use them correctly. Consistency is the key to vocabulary improvement. Learning 5 new words every day may seem small, but over 1 year, a learner can gain thousands of new words. This gradual progress builds strong communication skills and increases confidence in using English.
Speaking is one of the most challenging skills for English learners. Many students feel nervous or shy when speaking because they are afraid of making mistakes. However, daily speaking practice helps learners overcome fear and become more confident. Speaking regularly improves pronunciation, fluency, and communication ability. One of the best ways to improve speaking is through conversation. Students who speak English with classmates, teachers, friends, or language partners gain valuable experience. Conversations help learners practice vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation in real situations. Even simple daily conversations can improve fluency over time. Pronunciation also improves with regular speaking practice. Learners who repeat words and sentences daily become more familiar with English sounds and rhythms. Listening to native speakers and imitating their pronunciation helps students speak more naturally. Reading aloud is another useful activity that improves pronunciation and speaking confidence. Technology provides many opportunities for speaking practice. Language exchange applications, online classes, and video calls allow learners to communicate with people from different countries. These tools make it easier to practice English regularly, even without traveling abroad. Mistakes are a natural part of learning to speak English. Students should not fear making errors because mistakes help learners improve. Daily practice teaches students how to correct themselves and communicate more effectively. Confidence grows when learners continue speaking despite difficulties. Speaking practice also improves thinking skills. Learners who speak English regularly begin to think directly in English instead of translating from their native language. This process increases fluency and allows conversations to flow more naturally. Public speaking activities such as presentations, debates, and storytelling also help learners improve. These activities develop confidence, organization, and communication skills. Students who participate in speaking activities regularly become more comfortable expressing their ideas in front of others. Daily speaking practice creates long-term improvement. Even practicing for a few minutes each day can make a significant difference. Over time, learners become more fluent, confident, and comfortable communicating in English. Listening is another important part of language learning. Good listening skills help students understand conversations, instructions, and information more effectively. Daily listening practice improves comprehension, pronunciation, and communication ability. English learners can practice listening in many ways: watching movies, listening to music, hearing podcasts, and following news programs expose learners to natural English speech. Different listening materials help students become familiar with various accents, speaking speeds, and vocabulary. Listening regularly trains the brain to recognize English sounds and patterns. At first, learners may find it difficult to understand spoken English, especially when native speakers talk quickly. However, daily exposure improves understanding gradually. Repetition helps learners identify common words and phrases more easily. Podcasts are especially useful for listening practice because learners can choose topics they enjoy. Educational podcasts, interviews, and storytelling programs provide interesting opportunities to hear natural English conversations. Listening while reading subtitles or transcripts also improves comprehension. Songs are another enjoyable way to improve listening skills. Music helps learners remember vocabulary and pronunciation through rhythm and repetition. Singing along with songs improves pronunciation and listening comprehension at the same time. Daily lesson practice also improves speaking ability. Learners who listen carefully to native speakers learn correct pronunciation, intonation, and sentence structure. This knowledge helps them communicate more naturally in conversations. Students should practice active listening instead of simply hearing words. Active listening means paying attention to meaning, pronunciation, and context. Taking notes, repeating sentences, and answering questions about listening materials improve comprehension and concentration. Consistency is important for listening improvement. Short daily listening sessions are more effective than long sessions done occasionally. Over time, learners become more comfortable understanding English in real-life situations.
Reading is an essential activity for improving English skills. Daily reading increases vocabulary, grammar knowledge, comprehension, and critical thinking. Students who read regularly become better writers and communicators because they are exposed to correct language structures and ideas. Books, newspapers, magazines, blogs, and online articles all provide valuable reading practice. Learners can choose materials based on their interests and language level. Reading enjoyable content increases motivation and encourages consistent practice. Reading helps learners understand sentence structure and grammar naturally. Instead of memorizing grammar rules alone, students see how grammar is used in real contexts. This process improves both comprehension and writing ability. Daily reading also introduces learners to different writing styles and cultural ideas. Fiction books improve imagination and storytelling skills, while non-fiction texts provide information and academic vocabulary. Reading widely helps students develop knowledge and communication skills. Reading comprehension improves through regular practice. Students learn to identify main ideas, supporting details, and vocabulary meanings from context. These skills are useful not only in language learning, but also in academic and professional environments. Keeping a dictionary nearby while reading can help learners understand difficult words. However, students should avoid translating every word because this interrupts comprehension. Guessing meaning from context improves thinking skills and language understanding. Reading aloud is another useful technique. It combines reading and speaking practice, helping learners improve pronunciation and fluency. Hearing words while reading strengthens memory and comprehension. Daily reading creates a habit of learning. Even reading for 15 or 20 minutes each day can lead to significant improvement over time. Strong reading skills support overall English development and increase confidence in communication.